There is something bothering me about this lady, and I can't put my finger on it. All right, guys, so this video, we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk's wife. I know a lot of you are going to be turned off by that. You're like, fuck this dude. But I'm only doing this video because the moment I saw his wife, and I seen her through pictures. I didn't really focus on it. I'm like, all right, that's his wife. But when I saw her recently, and I looked at her after Charlie Kirk was murdered, something struck me off, or bothered me rather. And I'm thinking to myself, and it was soon after he was shot. And then they talked about her, a statement she made, and I looked at it. I go, yeah, I don't know, I'm not buying her. There's something off with her. And 90% of the times, guys, or 99% of the times, when something bothers me about somebody, I'm almost right. Now, that is not to say that all of the other conspiracy theories coming out about her are right or I agree with it. Some of it I'm just taking note, and others I'm like, interesting, and others I'm like, that's just dumb. But when something bothers me about somebody, it gnaws at the back of my brain. And this has been bothering me for a while. And of course, so within a couple of days he was murdered, I said, something's off with this chick. I just can't put my finger on it. And then, of course, they start making the connections with her and Trump and the pageantry, and that she was part of she started a charity called Romanian Angels, and that in Romania, when she opened a charity there, she was kicked out, and she was told never to come back because there were a bunch of kids missing in Romania. And so, again, there is no proof of that. All of that was straight up and down rumors or conspiracy theory. Now, I understand this. The certain group of people can wipe the internet clean of a lot of shit. That I understand. So when I looked up Romanian Angels, I couldn't find anything on it, and being that they were probably shut down anyway. But a lot of people made an interesting connection. They go, she won a pageant, a Trump-run pageant, if you will, and then started this charity at like 17, 18 years old. So that right there was a little bit of a red flag, because every news source say she ran that charity back in 2012 or 11 or whatever it was. So I'm like, that's interesting. So that was the red flag number one. My first red flag was just the way she was behaving. And then when she did that kissing his hand thing and like filming it, that was odd. And people like, well, people grieve differently. Nobody grieves with a fucking video camera. Sorry. There is no version on this planet where you grieve with a video camera and you show yourself and your sorrow and kissing his dead hand. That's fucking beyond weird. But then I didn't see the funeral, if you will, initially. But then I started seeing cuts from it, and I started looking at it, and I'm like, whoa, who does that? Who has pyrotechnics at their husband's funeral? When they announce you coming out, sparkles and shit are going on, and you're walking out all in stylish and fucking in style new clothing? What was she in? She was in some kind of Armani outfit or something designed, some designer bullshit. I'm like, yo, my wife just died. The last thing I'm worried about is designer anything. I'm not wearing any of that shit. I'm wearing this t-shirt and shorts and just like all sad and shit, you know. But she came out like a rock star, and that was the second red flag. Was that bullshit? That was actually a third. Excuse me. The second one was the whole Romanian thing and the Trump connection, and then this thing. So I'm wondering if Turning Point's going to take a turn opposite of where Charlie Kirk was going and go in the direction that Ben Shapiro wants to go. We have to wait and see where that goes. But Prepper Revelator, right, my buddy, made a good point. You just lost your husband. You have 2 young kids to take care of. And your main focus is taking over Turning Point when you can give it to any one of the other speakers that are out there. But instead you want to be CEO, take over, and start making moves with it. Like I said, guys, something didn't sit right. And the reason why, initially, going back to my initial assessment of her, when I saw her and I looked at Charlie Kirk, I go, those two don't match. Like, not even a little bit. And what I'm going to say is, it's going to piss more people off, but so be it. I thought she was a little too hot for him. And when I saw that, I'm thinking she was in it for the money, because at that point he was making good money for what he was doing. And he was the talk of the town and continue to be the talk of the town. And what woman doesn't want to attach themselves to that if they're looking to make a life for themselves? So yes, I am saying what I'm saying. She's doing the same thing that, you know, the NFL wives and NBA wives do. They look at a guy, they go, oh my God, he's tall, he makes money, I'm in, you know, and that's the kind of decisions they make. Those women make. She struck me as that kind of chick once I saw her. It was just up and down. I was like, yeah, this chick's in it for the money. Anyway, of course, I make that assessment, and now she's making all these money-making moves. And she had made a few money-making moves before she even met Charlie Kirk. So again, guys, the red flags that I always see in people, I'm almost never wrong. Almost. 99% of the times I figure them out within seconds, and then they prove me right, whether it's in the first year or a few years down the line. But I'm almost never wrong when it comes to assessing people and that bullshit. But Charlie Kirk's wife is definitely moving weird, and I do not like where this is going. But other than that, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.